Hello, welcome. I'm Ruben Covington, and today I'm with Tarkus, and we're going to be playing with some commons and uncommons from my custom set Vastuum that's currently in early design. And yeah, it's going to be a pretty casual game. I'm going to be commentating over the top. Tarkus can. Tarkus, do you know much about the set? Have you played with it before?
I have not.
Excellent. So yeah, you can ask some questions, and this will be good. I'll start Mulligan, and I've rolled a 14.
I'm gonna have to mull for a different hand because that is good start.
Okay. So
I can work with this, I think.
I believe Tarkus is playing. You're playing the red-white deck, which is a go wide. Go wide kind of token aggressive deck, and I'm playing blue-red salvage, which will be interesting. I'm not sure how well this deck actually works because it doesn't quite have the reward cards. But
You said it had common and uncommon testing. I have a rare in hand.
oh no, there are a few rares, but it's mostly
Okay.
common and uncommon. That's fine. Yeah, let's do it. So I guess I'll just start with planes.
Okay.
So Vastuum is a
Start with the planes,
excellent.
and looks like that's it for me.
So Vastuum is a bottom-up post-apocalyptic set that started with a mechanic called wastes, which I've been working on and off to get working for about 2 or so years now. And I've finally got it to a place where I'm happy with it. And wastes allows you to use the color of your mana base as a resource for extra bonuses or cheaper costs, etc., which is pretty interesting. I'm gonna play this, but I don't want to at the moment. I think I want to play this. Play Thoughtful Pilgrimage. Look at the top 2 cards in my library, put one in my hand and the other into the graveyard. And I'm gonna... Ooh, man, 2 5-drops? Not quite what I want. I guess I'm gonna get the Marauding Fire. Illustrates can go in the graveyard. So, yeah.
Oh, there we go. That's what I wanted to see.
Hey, Mountain. Alright, so this deck... my deck kind of revolves around one of the mechanics in the set called Salvage, which appears on instant sorceries and non-creature artifacts, and allows you to pay a cost, exile the card from your graveyard to draw a card at sorcery speed. And so, obviously, the little mill draw spell that I played just before wants you to be able to get some extra salvage cards in your graveyards, but it didn't quite work out that way. Okay, I'm gonna tap 3 and play Exogene Seeker just as a 2/1. So this card belongs more in blue-green, where blue-green often bounces its own creatures to take advantage of enter the battlefield effects. But you can also bounce any lands you discover that you waste to return them to health. You're playing Bloodchurn's Wreckage. This is quite a powerful manland, but at a high cost. You really want to be using it in a more aggressive deck rather than the more controlling decks that manland's often found in, because it has the life payment.
I'm gonna pass.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be greedy of me.
Okay.
I wanna see the potential of this.
I have the wrong image there. So obviously if I attack you, you can turn your guy into a free and pay 2 life. That's not really what I want. So I'm going to tap 4 and play Hardened Survivor, which is a 3/2 prowess, so whenever I salvage a card it gets +1/+1 till end of turn. So it kind of has salvage prowess, which is interesting.
Is that in addition to the normal prowess?
Mm-hmm.
That is very neat. That is such a neat card, in fact, that I don't think that you should have it. So I'm going to put a -1 onto it and deal 1 damage to your other creature.
Oof. Plunder and Maim. Okay, so Vastuum is a -1/-1 counter set, which ties into the themes of post-apocalyptic world is degrades and wears everything down, and that works very well. Though you can only, unlike in Amonkhet, where you often use -1/-1 counters as a resource, you only ever place -1 counters on enemy creatures. There's never cards that you remove counters from. Actually, there's no way of removing counters directly in the set, and that's a big part of the flavor. Okay, so my 2/1 now is less impressive. I'm gonna attack you for 2.
I have no way to retaliate.
Okay. I'm gonna play Ravager of the Outskirts. So reds and black have the sub-theme of kind of getting bonuses for having the enemy have wounded creatures. So Ravager here can't be blocked by creatures with -1/-1 counters on them, while being just a 4/3 for free. 4.
Thing that I play this Desperate Captain, I don't think I'm going to use his waste ability.
Okay. This is one of the weaker waste cards. I'm not sure whether I'm going to keep this design, but I want to test wastes at different power level to kind of find the right area. But so those who haven't seen it, so when there's a battlefield, you may waste a non-waste land you control. If you do, creatures you control get +1/+1 until the turn. And wastes lose all other land types and abilities and gain add colors to your mana pool. But it's just a 3/5, which definitely does a good job at kind of blocking. However,
at 5 toughness is very handy.
Yeah, I actually can't really get through that. I guess I'm just gonna play Null Raiders and now Tomb Robber shares a name with a card in another set, so it's showing up as the wrong image. I can fix this, I think, by custom image folder. If I delete the old image, I should be able to. Okay, let's see if this works. Yeah, it doesn't. Anyway, so I'll just play that and end. Can't punch through that 3/5.
I like the design of this card in hand. It's a darn shame it doesn't help me right now.
And just said what it is.
I guess the smart thing to do is this. As close as I can get on curve. So I will play Wander the Ruins?
Wander the Ruins.
There we go. I should have plop that down. And, it doesn't have a token attached to it. I will just make one then.
Yes, so because it's early playtest, I haven't bothered with all that extra stuff to make it work in Cockatrice yet. But yes, so 1/1 white nomad creatures with lifelink are some of the one of the token types that appear in the set. And they're kind of your survivors. Struggling to survive in this desert world. Too bad you can't use the captain to to pump now, but having the lifelink definitely stops my aggressive plans. And one of the runes has salvage, so next turn you can potentially draw a card if you're running out of gas.
Definitely helpful in white to have that card draw, even if it's pricey.
Mm. Yeah, well, 3 colourless is going to be the default cost for all salvage costs at common, at least. I'm basically still figuring out whether what I do at higher rarities. Like, do I say, have like higher coloured costs, and then say like when you salvage, get like another little bonus or something, like the cycling cards in Alara Reborn, or do I do something else? Or do I just keep it consistent throughout the whole thing and just have it not be a major part of the set, Because I do have complexity in other areas, which I need to worry about. Okay, so we're going to go Marauding Fire, dealing 5 damage to that and 2 damage to you. Suddenly clears the... Hun Survivor gets +1/+1 from the prowess trigger. And yeah, we'll swing in with everything.
Okay, let's see. These two will chump block that.
Yep.
And I take 6.
Okay, and then you gain 2 from the lifeline.
And I gain 2 from the life.
Okay, they all trade.
Well, yes, fair is fair, so we will tap out these for Marauding Fire.
Okay, I'm gonna take 2. Sure.
It's a darn shame that Blood Churn requires mana and life.
Yes, well, if it just costs life, it would be very good.
Really good.
Just like eat up creatures every time. Okay, I'm gonna play my... I'm gonna play my uncommon gold card, Dune Technician. So whenever I salvage a card, it gets +2/+0 until the turn, and each instant and sorcery in my graveyard has salvage free. Attack you for 2.
I like that.
Yeah, it's strong, but not, ridiculous. Because if you don't have any instant or sorceries in your graveyard, it's very slow. I only have
it looks
2.
like a solid constructed card.
Yeah, it has potential for constructed, but it's kind of on the edge that a lot of the gold uncommons are, where they're like, this, is the kind of thing I could possibly do a constructed, but it's still quite fair and limited. Compared to something like the gods in Hour of Devastation, where it's like, this is obviously super busted and limited. But you need a range of power levels in your card. You haven't gotten a ton of use out of your Bloodshed Wreckage, but...
We'll play the Keeper of Faultless.
Yep, and this shows one of the... this shows off the third and final mechanic in the set, Wound. If this would deal damage to a creature, you may put a single -1/-1 counter on that creature instead. And then Keeper of the Faultless has Vigilance as long as a creature an opponent controls has a -1/-1 counter on it. Make the image a little bigger for the recording. Okay, so this is a very defensive card, very difficult for me to push through, and then if you do wound one of my guys, it's obviously, you can get aggressive with him as well, without having to compromise on defense. But I'm going to hit you through in the air, I think. Yeah, so I'm going to salvage my Thoughtful Pilgrimage. So draw a card for 3 mana. And this will give my Dune Technician +2/+0. Then I'm going to attack you for 4 in the air. And then main phase 2, I'm going to play Wall of Delay. And
Classic walls.
yeah, and so this card also is another card for that goes well in the blue-green self bounce, because if you're bouncing Wall of Delay to your hand, drawing a card. But Wall Delay is, not amazing in a world with Wound. So it does have its drawbacks.
We're going to Disfiguring Fire, and we're going to target the Dune Technician.
Oof. So you put a -1/-1 counter on it and deal 2 damage. So that's not enough to kill it, but it will make my guy smaller. Okay. Which is both going to keep you alive and turn on your Keeper of the Faultless.
Now, I think I'm going to pay 3,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to salvage that Wander the Ruins in my
Yep,
grave.
draw a card. The reason that's not
That's
instant...
a fun card. Oh boy.
The reason it's
like
not
that.
instant speed is when I first tested instant speed, let's just say every card having like multiple think twices in every color is not fun. Yeah, it made the game very reactionary because you just like always keep up mana. I'm going to block with Wall of Delay. Do you want to put a counter on it?
I would like to put an egg counter.
Okay. And that means next time you attack, it's going to eat the wall. Okay. Okay. This is somewhat interesting. Start combat. I'm going to attack with both of these.
Okay. I will let the damage through.
Not blocking the null raiders. Okay, you take 3. Main phase 2, I'm going to Scorched Remnants you to the face. Lava Axe. With salvage.
I was thinking there was something tricky going on, like
Yeah.
put -1 on defending creature or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a few options, but no, just burn to the face. Okay. Let's...
That's good. I don't think the modern Magic sets have had enough burn.
Yes, that's game 1 over. Do you have any initial questions before we move on to game 2? Or just comments?
I really like the what was the name of him? Keeper of the Faultless.
Yeah.
I really like that card, especially in conjunction with Deem Flawed. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, so...
Too bad I didn't get a chance to use it.
Yeah, deemed flawed is a 1 white, and for an instant put 2 -1/-1 counters on target attacking or blocking creature. Yeah, that's a nice white removal spell. Keeper of the Faultless is actually from one of my favorite cards in wasn't Scars of Mirrodin or New Phyrexia was Priests of Norn, which was a 1/4 infect with vigilance, and played in a very similar manner because I just love when you're like, oh, I've got this like really fat like 1/4, but I want to be aggressive with it, and Keeper of the Faultless has that similar feel where it enables itself to be aggressive even though it's such a high toughness creature, playing multiple roles. Let's move on to game 2.
All right.